What's going on, team? Yes, it's 9:20. We're getting ready for the open, and I got a interesting trade idea. Bought you guys it on pre-market prep if you guys already caught it. But if you haven't, stick around. This one might interest you.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Ride, Broncos, ride. What's going on, Ryan? Did you ever see that commercial? Oh man, Greece is killing it in the chat. I don't think I've seen Greece in the chat today or before, but I gotta say, whoever Greece is, he's just killing it. He's making me laugh before the show even started here. Just wanted to give you the shout out, man. It's saying that Mark Wahlberg needs to pay for my account. Mark Wahlberg needs to pay for all those F-45s that he opened that might be going out of business. Is that still a stock? I don't even know if it's still a stock. I'll look it up, guys.
I'll be honest. I have absolutely no idea what you are talking about right now. I have.
I'll tell you right now.
I'm like
you know
a child, like Donnie
always
from
know
The Big
some
Lebowski. I'm like a
stuff.
child who's walked into a movie and has no frame of reference for what's going on.
So it's already on the OTCs. It's only 2 cents. It's F45 Training Holdings Inc. It's FXLV. This came through during a SPAC time, and I saw this and I thought it was pretty funny to begin with. But I won't hit Mark Wahlberg too much today. I'll leave him alone. He has enough worries out there. Let's get to the stock market. Let's take a look at what's going out there right now. And it was a tough day for me yesterday, guys. I did get back into the green, but just slightly. I was only up about $20, but you guys saw me lose big on Gush. So the battle back to me, like I talked about it yesterday when I opened the show. Right now, I feel like if I can just stay break even, slightly green, and just keep working that's what's going to eventually lead me to a nice, really good day on profits. Just got to keep the battle going on there. We'll see what happens today. Going to take a look. One of the stocks I was looking to short yesterday was ANF. I wasn't able to get it. Today, Wayfair gets a lift off of a ratings upgrade, so be careful out there. But let's talk about the trade that I wanted to tell you guys, which is on Sofi. Definitely on my alert and radar today. I've been waiting towards the end of the month to keep an eye on this. And why, of course, well, we're going to get the student loans to come back in. But this is even more important to me, is sometimes taking a look at Google trend data, right? Because I want to know what's going on in the trends here. Look at the trend here. And this is for student refinance. Look how it's at all-time high over the last 12 months right now. Of course, this makes complete sense, but also showing me what? Showing me that there's interest in people looking for a new deal, right? A new loan, right? Well, I think a lot of this is going to be, you're going to see a lot of companies come in the next week or so advertising for this, right? And so Sofi, I think, will play into this. How many refinancing loans will they get? Things like that. I think that's something to pay attention to. What do you think about this trade, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm not sure how to necessarily take this trade. I'm staying away from this, full disclosure.
Okay. I know you at least have heard about it.
Sofi has been dangerous from the beginning. This is a Chamath stock. It is not done what people have thought. I like your thesis. We'll see if it ends up materializing here. For me, financials, banks, been too difficult of a trade. I'm staying away from this. I don't have an opinion on this. I don't have a position.
No worries. We'll see what happens, and we'll see if it gets into the green today. Just something I wanted to bring a little extra to the plate today. We'll see what happens on these stocks. Going to keep watch to see what happens in the overall market. But other than just talking about the market, we can take a look at any stock that you guys want to take a look at. Throw it up in the chat. Money Mitch, I see you watch Dumb Money, or maybe Dumb Money watches me. But I won't get into that action. Smoke tuna. Let's keep going. Let's take a look. What's going on, Ryan? What are you seeing underneath the hood?
Well, let's take a look here at the SPY first. Sorry, I didn't have it queued up. So a little bit of excitement, if you will. I've been talking what feels like for months now about SPY potentially trading into this purple shaded area. And this entire bounce here did it in the face of me saying that, but I've remained strong, and look where we are now. We now have a market that is really struggling to stay up. We actually plunged through the 100-day on the SPY yesterday. We didn't quite get into this area. We're trying to bounce here today. Let's see if this ends up, if we continue this bounce or if we inevitably reverse and break down. I think we're going to trade in this area. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually trade sideways and consolidate in this area. I've been on this for a while. I've been wrong for a while, but now finally things are starting to change. So we'll see if we end up getting there and if we end up staying there. If we go to the movers list, we don't have a whole lot. Come on, man. We don't have a whole lot here today. I'm sorry, Mitch is gone, so I got to do this by myself. I apologize. Screaming. We don't have a whole lot on the movers list here today. The best play here, MLGO, in my opinion. This light blue line, this is the VWAP. These other moving averages, this is actually something that I've been trying to borrow from 13's trading strategy. I'm trying to do anything I can to change things for me. My day trading has been absolutely awful recently, so I'm doing anything I can to try and change that. Stock has actually been really strong. We did have some news here this morning. Micro Algo announced knowledge enhanced backtracking search algorithm. So this probably has some AI ties to it. It's had some really nice performance here. Would love to see a push away from this 550 level. We'll see if we end up attacking 6 again. I like this one quite a bit. We'll see if we end up getting a trade here out of the gate. It is in trade the pool, so we should be in good shape there. MLGO, my best watch, at least so far here around the opening print. We did have some of the China bull ETFs. We did have some news out of China overnight. Markets are up there. We'll see if that ends up carrying forward. We'll see if we end up getting a big move on the back of that. SWIN, this was also, I didn't see anything here for, I didn't see any news here for SWIN, but this is in play here today. We've really kind of leaked down, right? So we had a nice after hour session yesterday, kind of regressed to the mean. Then we had another pop here in the pre-market, and we've given all of that back. So the question is going to be, do we break down or do we end up bouncing again? Or end up trading up again, excuse me. We'll wait and see what happens when the market actually opens here. I like MLGO more than SWIN, but we'll see how these hold up after the market actually opens. XPEV, this was up here too. What happened here? Shares of several Chinese stocks are trading higher amidst the improving growth. That was the news out of China that I was referring to. XPEV benefiting from that. We'll see if we punch above 11 here. So Dave saying MLGO, lots of selling pressure, every candle, not touching it. Okay. So we'll see if this ends up going. I have no position right now. You don't like it. I do like it. We'll see what ends up happening. IONQ, this also gapping up here. This went as high as 1440. We've really kind of come back in. Good news here is that we're actually around the VWAP here. So I'd love to see some volume flow into this. Volume is going to be the key to the game here today on some of these. If we get them, we'll be able to trade them. If not, probably look for something better. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to trade FXI here. That again is moving just like yen. I'm not going to trade CGen, although that's gapping up here. BABA, this is moving up with some of the other Chinese names, although BABA's already starting to kind of leak a little bit here. NEO was up. Ford is up. There was some news recently about the talks. Let me see if it's in the news feed here. If we go to news, no, this was all from here it is. Nope. The union will announce it has made real progress with Ford in labor talks. We'll invite Biden to come to the picket line, see if they can wake him up from his nap to do that. Now, as far as Ford here, that's why we're actually popping here. We'll see what happens with some of the other companies and whether or not they end up getting some positive news here. We did have some negative news that there were some leaked emails about the union basically just wanting to cause disruption for several months. GM responded to that, and now we're getting a positive line here about Ford. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of this stuff shakes out. That is the opening bell. Let's go ahead and see what we can figure out here. I'm going to do MLGO here right out of the open. Right. All right, MLGO first move here. What's going on? Go to my overview. Oh, there we go. It's just updated. Never mind. Sorry about that. All right. So MLGO first move here. I'm not in it. First move here looks like a fake higher. We'll see if we end up breaking down here. I got VWAP at 547. So we'll see if that ends up going through here on MLGO. It's trying to push, trying to take that that high off here. We'll see if we end up getting it. Spread pretty good here, by the way, too. Spread about 8 cents, 7-8 cents right here. Hey, buddy, are you hunting the bird? Maybe you could stop so we could actually get some work done. That would be cool. MLGO breaking down now, went right through that VWAP. So that's that selling pressure, Dave, you must have been talking about. We'll see if this ends up finding any footing. No position for me on this yet. Low here, the pre-market low here, or excuse me, the intraday low here, 529. We'll see if that gets breached. MLGO's trying to bounce here. I got VWAP on Trade the Pool at 543 and 546 on TD Ameritrade. So the VWAP here spread by 3 cents. Come on. As soon as Mitch gets back, I'm going to take off here and try and fix some. Oh, he's back. Mitch, I'll be right back.
Hendricks coming to party. It's going to be a party today. Let's make it happen. All right, guys. What are you guys looking at? Biden remembers the Model T. Grease got me laughing today. Let's keep going, guys. What are you guys looking at in the chat? What is on your radar today? Let me know. We'll take a look. All right, back. Sorry about that. MLCO bouncing here off of that VWAP and an immediate pull and a break beneath. Boy, this thing's all over the place. Dave, looks like you were right about that selling pressure. So far, every attempted pop has been met with just a flood of selling. Hasn't started to break down yet. Just as I said that, it flushed again. Anyway, it hasn't started to break down yet, but selling pressure definitely right on there. You were right on with that. Good call, Dave. Looking for red to green action in SoFi and looking around to see what trades I take, guys. Like always, if you guys see anything moving, let us know in the chat. Wayfair on my radar to get short, but I wanted that to pop a little bit more, get closer towards 64s, and then see the reversal or 63.51. And it actually hit that right on the dot and turned around at 63.48. So if it could go back there, reject one more time, I might get short on that. But I'm looking at SoFi potential long here. It just went red below 8, now trying to recover. I would like a move to like 790s and then a recovery, but we'll see what happens. Palantir also getting a lift right now. Looking around, team SPY getting a little bit of a push up. Of course, it was starting to climb from the morning, so let's see if it can hold pullbacks. All right, looking around, team. Frey popping here. Okay. Not sure why. Oh, I do see some calls in here. Let me filter this for some better flow, actually. Looking around, guys. What are you guys looking at? Bug saying SoFi and Square. That's what he's looking at. Carmen CGC. Let us know those cannabis stocks actually get moving today. Yeah, the 6 calls on Frey are what's going here. Ford continuing to trade up on that newsprint that we got right before the open regarding the auto union workers strike. What was said? They said that here, I'm going to read you the exact quote so I don't screw it up. UAW will announce it has made real progress with Ford in labor talks. Will invite Biden to come to the picket line. The interesting thing about this news, Mitch, is that they're only mentioning Ford. And I don't know if you saw it this morning. There was some leaked emails coming out of the union saying that they were basically just trying to disrupt this. GM made comments on that, and now we're getting a positive comment here on Ford. So just trying to put all these pieces together. This is definitely why Ford's running here, by the way. Yes, Stellantis running, GM running. They're all making moves off of this. It's not just... now it's not just Ford. Okay. Yeah, it's not just
I don't have
those
the other
moving.
ones up. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was taking a look at it for you. Now interesting on this, Tesla's getting smacked on it.
Yep.
Just to
Tesla
give you
at
guys the
lows.
outlook there. So Tesla's getting smacked on that. That's interesting. And that is pulling down. It's 255 now. So Tesla with a big hit there as Ford comes up on this. And like I've said before, I feel like at the end of the day, somebody knows something that we don't in this trade. And that's why I have been seeing Stellantis go up. I'm just gonna say it. Somebody has some inside information somewhere. It could be right from the UAW. Who knows? But I'll tell you one thing. There's too much up action there for it to be such a negative story. I'm just gonna say that. You know what I mean? Such a negative story. I think would it cause a hit to the price based on pure fundamentals. But the truth is, you're not seeing them go down. That tells me something. Somebody knows something that I don't. All right, we'll see what else is going on. WTI, what's going on with WTI? We're getting another spike. What are we doing today on oil? 91s I'm seeing right now at the top of the end of the range. So that could give another spike to oil names right back to the upside. XOM pushing strong there. SoFi back down to 797. I'm looking for a 790s cut. Then I can go ahead and start trying to get long on that. But hey, right now, everything green out the open, even though you're seeing the SPY down. So that's something to keep an eye out. Basic materials going higher. BTU is on my radar there. Coal. See, that can keep going. Yesterday was at like kind of did a little bit of a drop down. Now it's coming back. Let's see what happens on coal today. All right, what's going in the red? Utilities, financial services, and technology going into the red. So I'm going to keep an eye on to see if tech comes back. KRE so weak though. The banks keep going lower. JPM going lower right here just to start. Goldman Sachs going lower.
Real quick here, let me go ahead and add mine and then remove it. Boom, I got it, Mitch. We producing out here. Real quick, MLGO, this is one we were talking about. You guys are mentioning that it did kind of curl up through the VWAP. Definitely feeling heavy here. Tried to get to it during Mitch's update. The reject and pull back to the VWAP. The good news here is that unless we really have a huge breakdown, this might set up. Now, no position yet, but still kind of watching this. We're right here at the VWAP. We are right here at the VWAP. CCJ, by the way, pushing to highs here. Seeing some calls come in on Benzinga Pro on CCJ. Those are next week's calls. Interesting.
Adobe going down fast. Tech not being able to hang on here, going deeper red here. Utilities in the red. What's in the green? Energy, basic materials, industrials bouncing back on the day. Cat getting some uplift. Deere is actually in the green from the open. That had a downgrade, but getting a little bit of a bounce back today.
Turn this score.
Looking around, guys. Right now, I'm not doing much, but looking.
Yep.
If you guys see anything move, let us know.
We already talked about some of the things that were moving here with Ford and MLGO. CCJ at highs after those call sweeps. MLGO trying to go higher.
Baba going higher, so that's doing well there. Just seeing pullbacks right now, at least in tech. SoFi down to 790s, 793s. They're looking for another like kind of attempt towards the 790s, maybe a wick towards 85s, and then recovery of 790s. I could take a shot there.
Dave, short JPM here. I've been getting asked about the bank trade quite a bit here. It looks like this is a great short here, Dave. Looks like right at that entry that you got this next candle down here. I'll be honest, I like the banks for lower, but it's just the bank trade has just been so difficult. Mitch asking me about SoFi here this morning. My big thing here is I can't seem to trade these correctly. I like where you're at here. I hope I didn't just jinx you.
Yeah, the one thing I was going to say about that is you're a little late to the JPM
Yeah,
short,
exactly.
right?
That's why I'm not taking a new trade here. Yeah.
It's down 2.5% in the last couple of days. I don't say that you can't get it, but be careful if it pops back towards resistance around the 147.50 has acted as resistance the last couple of days. You can see today how it popped in the pre-market to 148.47. That's an important resistance. Takeout of 145.85 on the downside action. That could be your continuation to the downside. All right, EEM, I can take a look at that. JPM starting to come down there, 146.50s, but now I'm taking a look at Sofi here. It is going towards that 790s. Now I'm going to look to see if we can get a little bit of a wick here towards 85 and then see the comeback come in. Looking for red to green anyways, so I don't mind that it's red right now. Just got to hold off the low, give it an attempt to get through that low, and then see volume actually come into the name. So what we call an undercut and rally type of strategy is what I'm looking for.
JPM continuing to move down here. Dave, that's been the trade of the day so far. Great spot.
Energy doing really good there, continuing to the upside. XOM ripping out the gates there. Chevron staying strong. And if oil can stay strong, I would look to see that coal stay strong. So that's one that I'm looking at. BTU now pulling back to the VWAP. Would like pullbacks back towards kind of 2320s, 2310s. If I could get that, I'd take it on the daily. So if I go into the 86, I'm still not long it, guys. I'm looking for it to bottom out at the 81s and then come back through 790s. I spy with my little eyes going down to 431.90s there. Will it recover back? We'll see what happens. Are we doing a 945 attempt down and then reversal? That's kind of what I'm looking at right now to see if this happens. But the big thing is going to be watching the big boys, right? Microsoft down big, Apple down, but coming back to VWAP. Amazon coming back to VWAP. Pretty strong there on that Amazon bounce. So now we're getting Meta to bounce also. So now we're starting to see some tech names coming back. Let's see if tech can start working its way back and getting back to green. That's something that I'm going to keep an eye out for.
Still watching MLGO as this trades sideways above its VWAP here. Meta at the high here.
Meta.
So in the face of tech, Meta going to the highs here, I think we had some positive comments out of Citi on Meta.
Okay.
Charlie, man, Benzinga Pro Squawk just giving it to you. Yep, that's exactly it. Awesome. Charlie is the man, folks. I didn't try. I'm not trading Meta. I hate the stock, but really good early call there.
All right, looking at FedEx holding in here. It's been sideways for now a long time here, and it's right off the VWAP. So that's why I'm taking a look at it. Maybe off 262 or 261 I can risk off of. Looking for the move back towards that pop that it went to 264.75. Doesn't look like a bad one there. FedEx. Show you guys that. So you can see how this is bottoming out multiple times here in the 262 spot. Could get right back there to 265. Of course, this had a gap up off their earnings. Let's see what happens there in FedEx.
You know, to me, it sure looks like that FedEx gap. Like if it really kind of breaks down, you could fill that gap to the downside.
Yeah,
that could be a trade there. Yeah,
both ways. I always look at these gaps as both ways, right? It could be what we call a kind of gap and go, or it could be that gap and fill and then go. That's the way I look at them a lot of times, Ryan. And so there's two trades there I think that you could be looking at there. The reason why I like FedEx now is that if you looked inside the earnings report, it just showed how much FedEx is going to have an easier way towards profitability and kind of better economic and earnings outlook than UPS will, right? They are going to struggle Now FedEx has the opportunity to become the leader here in the shipping space and catch right back up to UPS. And just to put it in
MLGO.
perspective, just perspective, UPS market cap is 135. FedEx is only at 63.
I'm going to try some MLGO here at 550 if I get filled. Limit order out for just a little bit. Did not get filled. Came down to that spot, but did not fill me.
I like this trade here. I'm trying to get a little bit of a pullback there on FDX, but it's already in the 263s, looking for a 262.75 here. Going to put out an order, a limit order there. Trying to get some here on pullbacks. All right, trying to get some FDX. Going to also go to Sofi to start seeing that turnaround there start happening. We went towards a low of 783s. Now FDX starting to make the move already. That doesn't look too bad. Still no fill there. Just needs some kind of pullback to get filled. We'll look to see if I do get the fill on the pullback. Looking for 75s.
SGBX, this is a decent call here, Smoke Tuna. Really need to get some volume in there. By the way, SWIN, nice little reversal. The move was down, bounced really back at balance here. We'll see if that can get going. MLGO still trying to go to the highs here. This is a wild one at MLGO. Still didn't get filled, by the way. Came down to 550. Never filled my limit order using limit orders, thanks to you guys. Didn't get filled, and then it ran away from it. So had that have been a market, we would have actually had a trade there. But just saying. This looks like this is trying to go higher here. Big pull now. Set a new high there on volume, and they yanked it. New high by 3 cents, it looks like. See if we come back into 550 on MLGO. Charlie's squawking it now. Big bid brought in at 569 on MLGO.
FDX, no fill there on the pullback.
I'm canceling my limit order because MLGO going here to the highs. All right. Well, MLGO approaching 6 here. No fill, unfortunately.
I'm trying to get pullback fills too on FDX, but I'm not going to overreach right here. It needs to kind of come back and fill me. Q's taking off. I do see the Q's taking off there. Now I'm going to try to get some Sofi as we start to see that kind of get a little bit of a pop back.
MLGO pulling back here from those highs.
Looking for one more down action here in Sofi to start getting filled there. I hope I get filled on FDX on the pullbacks. Also going to keep an eye on Microsoft coming back to green and looking to see what's in the green from the big boys. Amazon, NVIDIA in the green there. AVGO in the green. Meta, you talked about that earlier, Ryan. That's definitely staying green. So keeping an eye on that. Now technology back into the green. It was red, right? Energy is coming down. Basic materials coming down. And what's making its way really quickly to the top? It's technology. So I'm going to start looking for technology to make a little bit of a move. I just got a starter there in FDX. So I got filled on some pullbacks here. I do want to add a little bit more as it pulls back, maybe towards a 262, 261 spot. But I'm trying to add here underneath 262. I only have 20 shares right now. So that's a good outlook that I'm going at it pretty slow here. I'm going to try to get some more towards 261.80s.
Let me put your chart up here. Sorry, I'm just watching the MLGO action.
All right. Boom. Another order out there to try to get some filled there. Now I'm going to go to Sofi. I'm really trying to keep an eye on Sofi. I don't want to miss this trade. I want to try to execute on it. Whether it works or not, that's not what I'm worrying about.
Rick, absolutely love it. Filled on the first tip, 536. Over 500 now on that pop-up here. Done for the day. Thanks, guys. Rick, thank you for your support. Nice job. Nice quick Friday for you to get out there and enjoy. MLGO trying to go high. High print here was 6. We'll see if that breaks. I'm at this point for a new trade, especially trying to be a little bit more conservative here. I want to wait for a pullback. Here we go at 6. See if they take that up. And there it is through 6 up. Took it off the screen for just a sec. 620 year high there. MLGO going higher here.
Still no move there in SoFi. Looking for one more down attempt here. Still haven't gotten it towards the pre-market low. And then I want to see volume coming in on that, showing me that there's some buyers stepping up here. This is that start of that move. I want to see it maybe even hit 781 and then come right back. But I'm going to probably get a starter here in just a second. Buy right on the VWAP. I'm Q's right on VWAP. Let's see if they pull back and then get the lift. Amazon, one that I'm watching that is on VWAP, has been strong. Let's see if it stays strong. All right, SoFi volume starting to come in here in the 87. Still not seeing that down attempt though, but so that's why I'm trying to be patient. I know there's some people trying to fill there probably towards the 85s. I'm looking for the 81 reversal here where it ticks down, makes it look like it's going to crash, and then all of a sudden it comes right back up through 790s. Trying to be patient here and waiting for it.
I'm trying to wait for an MLGO breakdown here. Something that's buyable. Smoke Tuna saying MLGO has room to run to 7. I'd like to be on that run, but I'd like to buy a pullback here. So far, it's testing the 6. There's definitely some size here at 6. But it's holding so far.
Emerging markets coming back down, guys. They were up. They had gapped up. They're taking an attempt towards breaking the support around 3850s, that EEM. So someone wanted
is that the
outlook.
EEM that Wally was asking about earlier?
Yeah, that's why I'll just at least answer it. I can't put it up right now because I'm looking at SoFi trying to get in this, but just wanted to give you the outlook of what I see. At least I see a 38, the first tick, right, at 405. What was that? 38.56. Where's the stock right now? 38.56. Like literally to the dot. Path of least resistance is still down, not long anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't necessarily believe that, but hey,
I do. I mean, for some of these shorter term day trades, yeah, I'll definitely try scalping to the upside on stuff that has upside momentum. But it definitely feels like we're in a downtrend. It's been 7 stocks that's been holding this market up for months.
I'd have to disagree, but hey, that's the market, right? Healthcare is the one getting really hit right now. So that's an area where you could definitely see some downside action come in and stay in. So healthcare is definitely getting smacked right now. Pfizer is getting smacked. Abbott Labs is getting smacked. Even Lilly is down in the red. So that just goes to show us Merck taking another leg lower. That area is not doing good right now. We'll see what happens. Is there any industry that's up there? Healthcare plans. That's the only thing I see up in healthcare. Maybe a little bit of medical distribution, but other than that, pretty weak on the day. All right, starting to get down action here, and FedEx got to continue to watch it here, see if it comes back, but going to risk off this 261 level. If it goes down below 261, just get out. Already setting that stop there. If it does hit me, it hits me, but I'm taking a little bit of a shot here. It's only 20 shares, so at least controlled there in FBX. Looking to see if I can get SoFi to start making that move back. It's right now going to touch that 781s. And that's when I expect to see a little bit of some quick upside action. So might take the shot here off the 70s.
New highs here on MLGO, 633. Need to wait for a pullback to trade this. Just really can't chase this move up. That's just pure bad execution for me, chasing this move up. Need to wait for a pullback. Oh, by the way, toll. So we talked about this yesterday. I still have this on, by the way. So this was actually kind of wild. Let me see if I can zoom out here. So yesterday, toll right out of the open, everything was working. And my target here is 75. We had some pretty good momentum here. We were actually down to a 72 handle. It kind of drifted back up. And I thought to myself, boy, should you close this here? should you close this here and just kind of book the gains? And I was like, you got time on the contracts. Let's see what tomorrow brings, right? We're in the profit by quite a bit. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Toll here drifting lower. Would love to see this get challenged. Yesterday's intraday low. I'll say this, now that we're at the target, if we do break yesterday's intraday low, we get movement like this, I will close this trade here today, book those gains prior to the weekend. So Toll still in this. This swing has been working. Oh gosh, I'm not even sharing my screen this entire time. Ryan, you're bad. My bad. Okay, so this is the action yesterday, by the way. Right out of the open, Toll really strong to the downside, then really kind of drifted back. I stayed in. Now we're having some more weakness here today. What I'd love to see is a breach 73 or yesterday's intraday low. I will close the trade at this point and book it.
Got my starter there at 787 on Sofi, looking to add some here at 778, and then looking for it to come back through 790s, but need to see the Qs also get back above the VWAP. It's holding VWAP right now. Let's see if we do get an attempt move to the upside.
All right, so you got open trades here now on your trade the pool. FDX long, Sofi long.
Looking to see if Microsoft's going to get strong here. Of course, yesterday it was one of the strongest names. That actually got me a big win later in the day. Made a big win on Microsoft on that attempt rip to the upside. Sold it a little early, but hey, that's actually been helping me as of late. Nvidia staying strong, so that's another stock that I can look at to see if it VWAP bounces. I got to be careful playing Nvidia because I tried to play it yesterday multiple times. I was in the green just slightly, like 2 or 3 times, and then eventually took a very small hit there on Nvidia. Microsoft is what got me to the green. We'll see if those go right back. FDX, looking to see if this can start getting back to the green. It did bounce off a 261.50 area. That's kind of the support where I see it holding right now. Anything below that, I'll probably get out.
MLGO, more new highs here. So that little sideways trading, let me get, there we go. The sideways trading along the VWAP. This is what I want you to know. MLGO, this sideways trading all happens above the VWAP. That is definitely going to give it higher odds for a push away from the VWAP. The break here of this upside range, this really kind of sent it. That actually was our biggest volume stick as well. MLGO continuing to move to the highs. Smoke Tuna, you said room to 7. We're currently 678, your intraday high. That call looks spot on here. So a shame that this didn't come back in and fill me. We would be in some decent gains here in this, but that's okay. Execution was good. We didn't chase anything. Had a plan. We're just off by a couple of cents. Not gonna get bent out of shape about that, given some of the other stuff that we've seen in the market here. MLGO is a nice winner here this morning.
Goog holding up above VWAP. Apple back above VWAP. Let's see if Apple gets a little run today. A little part of me thinks that it's going to get a little bit of some iPhone lift, and then eventually this might get knocked down. But could it maybe get the lift today? That's why I'm keeping an eye on it right now. We'll see if it gets moving through the 175.
You know, Apple getting knocked down ahead of the holiday season is interesting to me. We have a couple of things developing here. We might have kind of a weak holiday season as the consumer continues to tighten. You've talked a lot about the student loan debt repayments. That's likely going to lead to less spending on holiday spending for some households. So we'll see how this ends up panning out. But the reality is that if Apple really takes a hit going into the holiday season, I would imagine that Apple products are still going to be a really popular holiday item. And you actually might be able to get a shorter term trade out of that. So that would be something to watch here on Apple.
All right, looking at FDX to see if it can start getting into the green here. It's starting to make its way back. Going to look for it to start holding like 2175s on pullbacks. So I'm moving up towards like 2150s, at least for my wrist there. Now I can just let this try to get to the green.
MLGO pulling back for the first time really here. We're 30 cents off those highs here on MLGO. This is what I want to see, right? I'd love to see this come in to some type of level and stop. One of the levels here, pre-market high, this puts us at about what, 609? Is that what that is? So that's $6 level. If it comes in another 50 cents, would love to confirm that it's going to hold there. Don't want to buy a falling knife right through that. Would like that to hold and then maybe kind of slowly scale into that. So MLGO, been sitting here watching this trade up here. Now we're getting a pullback. Let's see if it comes back to a viable level. Smoke Tuna, we were 15 cents away from that $7 level that you spoke of. I think if this holds, maybe we make another run at that.
Trying to be patient here. I did cancel my ad there for SoFi, but I am going to be adding to this. Just trying to be patient.
SNPX popping to the highs here. Thank you, Squawk. Now this is a penny stock. SNPX penny stock. Here, I can actually do this. There you go. SNPX. You can see this popping here to the highs. Smoke tuna still in MLGO from 559. Look at this baller out here, just breaking it down.
All right, looking for 174.50s
Ticker
here.
TURB, Tango Uniform Romeo Bravo, IPO is open.
Oh, Charlie coming in. Squawk out.
Oh, did you hear mine? My squawk there?
Yeah, no worries. It's not a big deal.
Well, no, I'm. Oh, are you hearing it because of Pro?
Yeah, but it's not a big deal. It's because I can mute your screen audio if I wanted to, but
yeah. Well,
cool.
I have two squawks on, so you're gonna probably hear it. Yeah, it's look. This is why I do it with the headphones, folks, because we're getting one right now. By the way, ticker TURB. This is a new IPO today. Those shares are open, pounding lows here. Okay. No angle on this one at all, by the way. No.
Okay. Interesting. FDX going in the green there for me now, starting to get a little lift there. It's 262.
UAW will not expand strike against Ford. That's
so you hear Charlie right now?
Yeah, UAW would not expand strike against Ford.
Wild.
Did Ford give them some good mentions, and then GM, did they split? Because remember, the Detroit automakers, they go to the table together. And one thing that Kramer was trying to push on yesterday, and I'll give him a little bit of some dap, but he was saying that Ford should go ahead and split themselves from the Detroit automakers and just represent themselves and go to the table with the UAW and figure that out. Maybe that's what happened here. All right, looking to see if Apple could pull back a little bit more here towards 174.50s and below. That doesn't look too bad for me. Just keeping an eye out on the tech trade. SoxL back at VWAP. Taking a look at the Qs. Will the Qs bounce here or will they go lower? It could go lower. I mean, there's a lot of kind of mixed noise out in the market right now. Financial services starting to come back. JPM back into the green now.
Burl, I love the trade and I love the commentary. I think I'll take the weekend off. You earned it, Burl. take the weekend off and enjoy yourself. Nice trade here. MLGO in 577, out 651. Great job. MLGO back, by the way, up to 7. Smoke tuna, just an absolute G call. Smoke tuna, great job. 7 prints there too. Let's see if we break above.
MLGO, man, that one's been a monster today.
And here's the thing, Mitch. So we've made a conceited effort to try and focus on process and execution, right? I've had a couple of blunders here between fat fingers and just buying the wrong thing. I'm not, even though I missed this trade because I didn't get my fill, I got zunated, right? It was within a couple of cents. It was within a couple of cents of my limit order. Despite that happening, I'm not really upset. Yeah, I'm missing out on this move, but I'm not really upset because one of the things that I was focusing on is execution. We executed correctly. We just didn't quite get a fill. Maybe my order there was a little. Here, let me.
Adding on SoFi. Got in on Tesla. I see UL Dawn. Tesla back at VWAP. Will the VWAP fade from here or will it get the lift? Something to keep an eye out for. Baba doing pretty well. The Chinese names are doing pretty decent this morning. And let's see if PDD can get back into the green here now. It was green this morning, came back to support, bounced off of that level, trying to hold VWAP now. See Marriott even get a bounce today. Disney still in the red. What about Netflix? Netflix writer strike was affecting it. Still in the red.
I just scalped Turb, and it was probably
you scalped Turd. What happened?
Turb.
Oh.
No, I mean, like we literally just talked about good execution and following the plan. And I'm sitting here, I'm watching. I'm like, well, you're missing it. I understand that you did what your plan was, but you're missing the trade. I saw Turb curling like before this big green candle. This is that IPO I just called out, right?
Yeah.
I saw this curling and right here took some in my main account real quick just because I happened to have it up. Got a huge spike, and I was just like, Phil, get me out, get me out. So that working there, that little scalp there in the main account on Turb. We'll see where this goes. That was risky though.
MLGO spiking to
$7.50 really quick,
now.
Mitch, and then I'll turn it over to you. MLGO through that 7 level. We went as high as what, 725 MLGO.
The turd is curling.
Hey, you know what, Jason? You right. When you right, bro. I did set myself up for that one, but that's okay.
Yeah, actually, I think you guys are all like me, man.
Given everything that's going on here, having kind of
I can't help myself. Sorry, Ryan. People making me laugh today, man.
No, it's fine.
Jason said, "What did you eat last night, man?"
The Turd Ferguson reference. This is my favorite. This is my favorite, by the way. Those old SNL skits back when SNL was good and not just a whole bunch of garbage. Turd Ferguson off the Celebrity Jeopardy. One of my favorite things ever. Great mention right there.
FDX deeper into the green now. I'm going to go ahead and kind of tighten up. So it's a small risk, only a $10 risk here. I'm up about $10. So it's kind of like one of those things where I'm just going to give myself a room. Once we get to 264, I can move it up break even, but that looks good there. I also been adding on Sofi. I got up to 300 shares now, 784. Really liking the action, really liking how I went about it. Planned attack. Now let's see if it goes in my favor. That's all we can ever do as a trader. Plan attack, 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 attack. And then from there, the results speak for themselves, right? And we're not about always thinking about it as winning and losing. It's more about execution of process. Then we go back to the data. All right, Ryan, if you see anything else getting the lift, is MLGO going to take another one? Who knows? Man?
MLGO's pulling back now. What I really want is for this to pull back to a buyable level and hold there. And we'll see if we get that. I don't know if that's going to happen.
All right, looking for the cues in the SPY to now start pushing. SPY is pushing pretty well there. Now I can start taking a look at technology names to maybe catch the dip on some of them that are coming back. Also, take a look at maybe some growth names, maybe making a little bit of a step up. Soxel up towards 18 now, starting to get the lift there. Apple. Man, Apple took off there, guys. Remember, I was taking a look at Apple. That's looking a lot better. That's going to make me step up here in SoFi in just a second. But I'm just trying to be patient also in the stepping up. But Apple looking pretty decent now. VWAP bounce right back up to 175.20s. I think it could get a move there back towards 176 of yesterday. Doesn't look too bad at all. I wanted 174.50 pullback. It went to 174.57. So it was a little bit off there. Didn't hit the VWAP again. VWAP was 174.53.
Turb halted to the upside 671 on Turb. So that IPO seems to be volatile here.
A lagger is NVIDIA back down towards the support. We'll see if it reclaims 415.
MLGO continuing to come back in here. This is the backside of that first up move. This is good. Wait for this to actually come to a spot before we buy it. Not interested in buying any type of knife.
Jay, you using a little market structure edge out there? I see you. Looking around, guys. Looking to see if we can start getting back into the green. SoFi and FedEx going into the green. Good. Now I'm looking for some buyers to really step up here in SoFi. I don't want to hold too much risk here. Just wanted to get back there to 790s, push from the 8s, and then just really kind of be kind of a whipsaw back up.
CCJ, guys, CCJ, we talked about this one. I mentioned briefly about some big calls coming in on CCJ, actually seeing more calls come in here on the unusual option tool. There's been multiple. Look at the movement here in CCJ. This would have been a really good trade.
Yeah, uranium
going from that call.
Uranium really strong today, and metals and minerals really doing well. UAC getting up there about 7% up higher. UROY, so that's helping CCJ also, right? 2.8% up there. And there's some other names there that you guys can catch, right? I can give you guys some other ones that are making a move, but Taking a look, Galto Silver. I mean, there's a lot of metals and mineral names that are making a move today.
More
Keep your eyes on
CCJ
those.
calls. As Mitch is talking, literally more calls coming across the tape. By the way, Dave, $2 on your Wayfair short. Didn't you short this little pop right here? This was a really good short. This was a good one.
Yeah,
Nice job.
SGML is one of the names that was mentioned this morning. They had some news that it's a lithium name that was moving. Nice move there for FedEx. Now up about $30 on that one. Keeping an eye on Sofi as it's making a down attempt here. Don't want it to go through 75s here. Want it to come back through my entry. Then I can go ahead and add, looking for the move to 790s. From that point on, we'll start tightening down the risk about 5 cents. Looking to add to this position and not see it go through 75. FedEx, big rip there. Look at that, guys. That's looking good for us now. Look at that. Nice little move there.
Here, let me get you up, Mitch. I don't. There we go.
Nice little move there
Mitch.
on FedEx, man. And taking a little bit of a higher price name, just going slowly at it, right? Now I'm not even going to take some profits right now because we have this big wick right out the gates. This big wick was all the way to 268 on FedEx. Can we get up there? We'd really like to see it start holding like 263.50s on pullback and just start riding, grinding higher. If we can get up to like $60, $70 on this name, I'll just take it and run. I've been trying to do that more and more. So like 60, 70s on the gain, losing like 30s on the loss.
Can you mute the screen so my squawk doesn't speak over you, Mitch?
Already did, my friend.
Oh, beautiful. And how do I do that? Is it the
okay,
little
so
mute
you see that little mute
icon on top of my screen? Yeah,
exactly. But one thing that I did want to tell you guys, is that there you guys can see what the squawk can do, right? If you guys haven't checked out the squawk before, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of access to it, but also show you guys just how beneficial that could be. You guys saw Ryan catching information. I always wondered how Ryan caught all those small moves. The squawk might
baby.
just help by that.
I'm telling you, this has been the tool since I started doing this. It's shown me all different types of moves. Real quick here, Bex, great call. CETX, this actually doing its next leg up here. First, this was the break of the 650 area, sent us up to 7. Let's see if this comes back into the VWAP and sets up again. CETX, this is a good one.
Boom. Taking a look around. You guys know it. Our team all over it, guys. Smash the like out there. The over 357 of you guys. Can we get to 200 likes today? 13 saying the squawk's amazing. And check it out, guys. You guys can always get a 2-week trial of Benzinga Pro. And then, of course, you guys see me here taking swings with, of course, Trade the Pool. Check it out, guys. We'll see if FDX keeps going longer. Sofi starting to test that spot there for me, but I'm giving it a little bit of room here to get back up deep into the green there. And FedEx, the Qs is what I'm watching here. The battle on the Qs has yet to go towards a higher move. And I think that this is what I got to keep an eye out for. A wipeout below this 358.80s. Yes, I probably won't get that Sofi trade in my favor. But if I could get a nice little grind up higher to 361 on the Qs, SPY is already at the top of the range. Now pulling back, move back through 433s there is what I'm looking for. Let's keep watching, guys. Let's see if the Qs can make that move. Microsoft back below VWAP. Apple might give us an opportunity for pullbacks. Nah, it's not even pulling back. That staying strong tells me a lot. Tesla, will it reject here or get the lift off 255? There's both outlooks here. It's like kind of rejecting VWAP right now. The 255. What do I got a VWAP on? I got 254.65. So it's interesting play right now on Tesla. Dave said looking for VWAP entry on CCJ. Not a bad idea. All right, like always, I do want to kind of show you guys exactly what you guys see us trading here. So you guys, like always, definitely check it out. If you guys want to check out the programs and availability that you guys can be getting after, I definitely want you guys to go ahead and check it out. We got Trade the Pool, different packages that you guys can be getting after. The mini buying power, 97. I'm trading here the super buying power, but I'm trying to move up to that extra buying power and ultimate, trying to make my move to get a little bit more even buying power. But like always, even small size can make you those gains to get up to those profit targets. Like always, check it out, guys. I'll throw out the link in the chat. Whew, one of those days where you got to be quick, got to be nimble. Let's see what happens.
CETX. CETX. Bex just called that one.
Getting a test on Sofi. It needs to recover 775s through the 770s, and I'll probably just let it go. Still no comeback there. FDX riding higher. That's still looking good. I need the Qs to kind of lift here. They're starting to drag a little bit. The SPY starting to drag a little bit. Financial services going back to red. So just to kind of call that, we've been keeping an eye on financial services. KRE rejecting off VWAP. That doesn't look good there. TFC down about 8%. That looks like a short opportunity here. If I wanted to get short to KRE or some regional names, I could take a look at that action. ARM still struggling, man. That's one thing that I've noticed, right? We haven't gotten that like rip back day on ARM yet. That's something to keep an eye out for. Q's still struggling. We'll see what happens there. Q's now back down to 359. 16s here. Hit 359.03. If it cuts through that 359, probably just gonna have to get going on SoFi. We'll look for it a little bit later in the day. Just gotta keep watching it here. Micron in the green there. Apple.
Turb open, popped above 7 on Turb.
Turb.
That's TURB, guys. Oh, big pull here on Turb. Wow, they bought it. And this thing's volatile. I'm not in this. Well, I'm looking at MLGO, trying to take some here at 651. Filled. Finally got filled. So let's see if we bounce or if we just break down. Went small. Went small here on this one. Definitely want some skin in the game on this because we've already got a move. If we end up not getting the move here, it is what it is. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Would love to bounce up towards, what do we have, 680?
Yeah. More volume coming in on SoFi right here. I think some people are getting triggered out. So I'm looking to see if this can hold this and recover here. But if not, just going to let it go. Needs to bottom out right here.
I'm making sure the trade doesn't go red on me here. The MLGO trade. Turb to the highs. God, this thing is crazy. I mean, I'll go to that here in a sec. I want to see if we break out of here on MLGF. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Let's go.
UPS moving up. I'm going to stay in that FDX for now. Keep looking for it to hold 263s and then keep going to the next levels.
See if MLG, we got a pretty good fill there. Just really don't want to let this go red.
That crazy turd.
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts. The chat keeps saying turd because it's a joke, but the ticker is TURB, Tango Uniform Romeo Bravo.
Dave saying Baba breaking out. You got to call your shot, Miguel. Unfortunately, we can't make decisions for you, but if you feel like this is your shot, then that's what it's all about, right? Just finding what you make your decisions on. And that's what it is about being a trader. You got to build up your decision-making skills.
And I mean, that's what makes a market too, right? We had varying opinions on MLGO this morning, and look at that turned into a great trade. We have people on both sides of that.
FDX looking good here for another expansion move higher.
Trading platform you're looking at right now, Christian, is called Trade the Pool. They sponsor this stream, and we are appreciative of them. Way to get newer traders some leverage that they might not have otherwise.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and check that out, there's the link there. You can take a look at it, Christian.
Look at Mitch. Look at my man Mitch just getting my back. Here we go on MLGO. There's another example, Mitch, of where we really didn't go with very much size at all. I mean, normally on these smaller names, you've seen me. I normally like to trade lots of 300, 500, or 1,000, sometimes 2,000 if we're going to step it up or step up to the plate, as you like to say. Today here, really tactical buy on MLGO right at that 650 level with just 100 shares. I mean, we're up, almost $35 here. Just a couple of minutes.
And I think it adds up, right? I think that one of the things
does.
that when you're doing these smaller trades, it might not seem like it adds up, but the truth is that what you need to be doing is just moving in your direction, right? And always focusing on the risk to return. If we can focus on that, we just might find success, right? So just keep focusing on the process. You might find it.
You know what?
I wish you guys the best on that one.
We gonna get it? Oh, it went up there. There we go. So we're out. So okay, perfect. So that trade is done. We did that on a 701. So we broke 701, made $50 on just 100 shares. I mean, this is nothing. This is small size. In just a couple of minutes, we're able to book a trade there. So awesome stuff. That worked out really well. I also used the target profit and the stop limit from the chart, Mitch, that we have been talking about in terms of putting it out there and then adjusting it. We're able to use that here. It actually did make the trade easier. It wasn't fumbling around for controls. It just did it for me. Now the price cooperated. Let's call it what it is. Price cooperated here, but there we go.
Yeah, that's definitely something important to catch. And I think that's you got to find ways to try to help yourself, right? That's one way that you can help yourself.
Let's see now if MLGO stops at this 725 high and comes back in. If it does and it doesn't really break down, I think you might have a chance to punch through the top there and set new highs on MLGO. We want to wait and see if that materializes first. Feels a little heavy up here.
All right, going to look to see if these stocks can really start making a move, see if Apple can keep moving in the direction. Microsoft pulling back here. A little part of me maybe wants to risk off for the 319s there, but I already have a good amount long, so I'm just going to relax here and just look to see if we finally get the move to the upside.
CETX here. This has been a good call. The movement here has been great. Look at the spread, though, on this side. Look at the spread. 690 bid, 722 ask. I mean, that's just too difficult for me to trade there, I'm afraid. Let's go back to MLGO. Look at us right at the highs here on MLGO. Right on Q, 13 looking at the same thing.
That Wayfair upgrade today. I know there was someone in the chat that went after it. Man.
Dave short Wayfair.
Yeah, I talked about that even on the other night, man. And this was one of those trades that I should have been short at 66 and just could have been a monster swing trade. This one was an easy setup. Just need to take it. Like that was just hesitation there at 66. And then that would have been an amazing entry here. Looking for lower moves there on Wayfair through the 60s on the day. And this could be coming back towards like 45, 50s. So I see bigger outlook in Wayfair than I see in a lot of stocks. Airbnb making a little bit of a pop. We'll see if that comes back down there today. But the SPY is starting to make an up move here. The Qs are making an up move. The only question is, can it hang on now? That's what I'm looking for. Volume came in on SoFi off the 769 candle. So I'm looking for a push back through the 780s. If that could happen, then we could start seeing the actual reversal and the continuation. FDX now looking like it wants to take out 240 50s, 264 50s. That's what I want to see it take out. Get back there to 265. Then we can keep climbing to 267 and higher.
You know, the thing here about MLGO, we're watching it try to attack the highs here, and it's coming right up to that 725. I wouldn't be surprised if it set a new high and then immediately got yanked. We actually saw that earlier here today, which is one of the reasons why we're waiting for this to come back in and limit buy as opposed to just taking something. That worked out. So we'll see if we end up going higher here. 725, let's see. We're right up there. Man, we just had Prince at 24 too. There it goes, right through. Okay, so it went as high as 33. Here's the pull. Okay, so it wasn't as much of a pull as I thought.
SPY still battling in here. Just looking to see if the SPY can get above like 433s. Qs above like a move, really a big move is the move through 360 50s. Still staying in the chop land though a little bit. Looking around, guys. Cat might go red here. It was green on the day. Now starting to pull back pretty fast. As a lot of resistance.
MLGO, new highs. Oh my God, big smoke tuna. Where are you? MLGO 788 high right here. Holy smokes, this thing really rolling now. It's gonna be halted here. It's gonna halt here at 788 if they hold it.
There you guys have it.
They couldn't hold it up there. No halt. But man, oh man, that broke through there. Nice trade. 13. Man, our community, we all over this here today. We all over this here today. Let's go. I'm getting these wins booked, boys.
Book them.
Smoke to, or excuse me, 13 and Burl. You guys can expect to see your wins in Benzinga Pro a little bit later today.
There you go. Way to get after it, guys.
I love it. I love it. We're going to halt here at 802. Halted at 802.
Making fast moves to the upside here. AMD making a fast move to the upside. NVIDIA starting to recover there. Can we actually see recovery in these stocks? That's something to think about, but interesting move there. We'll see if we start to get a lift. That's an interesting one right now, NVIDIA. Doxal looking for another 18 attempt here. Can we get the Qs to finally make the move to the upside? What happened on Tesla? Just hanging out there at the 254 spot. Tesla definitely not moving with the market today.
Okay, so real quick, yeah, great trade there, Tuna. Real quick, Austin saying, why would it get halted? Please explain. Sure, this is a circuit breaker. This is a circuit breaker halt. This happens when stocks make huge outsized moves in a very short amount of time. We see this on a regular basis. That's all that happened here. Volatility halt should open the next. I think those are 10-minute halts. See where it opens. That's really the next question here. 13, you have any indication on the open?
All right, getting a new 15-minute candle on Sofi. I want this 15-minute candle, this next one, to close green, as we just put in what? An inverse hammer candle on the 15-minute for Sofi, and show you guys what that looks like. But when we see that, I look to start to see reversal. So here's that action. So you see the 15-minute hammer candy, as they call them sometimes. It's a hammer candle, but some people in the penny game like to call it the hammer candy. Now let's see if it starts to push up, get back up through the 84s. Real good level would be if it can recover 8 on the day. Really, that's when it starts getting hot. But let's see if it does start showing up on scanners and making that move.
Turb is open from its halt, by the way. Turb lower.
I don't think we
617
could
on
call
Turb.
that anything else, but you know what I'm talking about. Well, suspended would indicate longer than a halt. Yeah, that's true. We'll take a look.
Yeah, whole group here. I made money on MLGO, 13, Burl, Smoke Tuna, whoever I'm leaving out, let me know.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Good call. Way to take it and call your own shots, and that's all we can ever do as traders. Q's now going up towards that 30, 60, 50s that I talked about a little bit earlier. The SPY taking a nice little jump to the upside. Financials going into the green. What is red? That's what I'm going to be a little bit worried about, getting back to green. Defensives, healthcare, and real estate all making a move above VWAP. So we could start seeing an all green. Technology making an up move there. So you could start seeing some lifts. Let's just see if we really see a lift off. ARM, still no green there. So just be careful for you ARM traders. I've tried that too many times. NVIDIA is 415. Well, that was an interesting one. Back to 416.58s here. Let's see if that can really start moving. Deer getting back up a little bit. Cat holding in here. Look to see if that drops a little bit.
Love seeing the chat bank.
Yeah,
This
man.
is great.
That's what it's all about.
This is great. It's great. This is a great Friday. We've had some ups and downs this week, Mitch, but today really good. And you're up too on your trades, right?
I'm battling. Overall, up. Overall, if I calculate my net for both trades, yeah. And at the end of the day, what I like it is at the end of the day is that's all you can do, right? Like to try to, I'm managing right now. That's why I'm not also opening another trade. I'm looking to see where the market wants to go, because direction is going to be important here. I want to see tech take off here. Apple's the one that, man, I missed that opportunity. Look at Apple continuing to go to the upside. What was this trade? This was the Apple iPhone type of trade. Look at this. This is what kind of, you know what I mean? This is telling me that maybe we get that upside action, at least in Apple today. And this is going to be based off the iPhone, right? And it doesn't mean that it's going to make a huge move, but can it continue doing the action on the day? Yes, why not? We'll see what happens there. Not a bad little lift there. I saw AMD lifting off earlier too. So look at AMD back to 97.58. NVIDIA looked interesting off that 415s. Going to start looking to see some of these other ones really kind of take off. Baba's been strong too. Let's see if those Chinese names can get strong now. PDDs was one that I was keeping an eye on. JD has been weak. Let's see if this starts getting green. Man, that Ion Q down to $13 when that was at $20 just a little while back. Look at this trend I missed, Ryan.
It's all red candles. Get wrecked. Is that a daily or is that a 6
That's
hour?
a daily, bro.
Okay, man.
That's why I wanted to come after this name, Ion Q. I thought it had no business being up there at 19s and 20s. As you can see, it probably didn't, right? This is the one that I talked about that I might have gone towards the option market with a little bit of some time frame out. That might have given me the move, but Born said I stopped watching it. Jeez. Yeah, that was a takedown itself. And why did I get taken out? Because ARM was a quantum computing kind of play. Once ARM did bad there, they went after Ion Q to try to maybe make some money back. That's what I think here. happened. So, of course, IonQ is back at support. So I'd be careful shorting now because now you're just chasing the game, right? So just be careful out there as it is off support right now. Apple going higher to 176. Q's going higher. Now I really want to see SoFi get to the green now. FDX pulling back a little bit here. I might take some more FDX off 263s on any pullback to that level. SoFi, you want to go? Let's do it. All right, taking a look here. Oh, Q's now towards the 361 SPY 433.40s. There you go. Now we're going to start looking for it to hold. I don't even want to see these come back to VWAP now. I want to see a little bit of a takeoff. There's NVIDIA, man. Oh, guys, that would have been a nice one. Look at that nice little push there. 418s from 415s. More than a $3 play there on NVIDIA. Just mentioned probably 10 minutes ago. Let's see if Microsoft can get into the green now. It's just off the VWAP. That one's lagging a little bit. Will Tesla just take off here? Ooh, look at Tesla working its way back there. That's looking good there. Now we're starting to see some green on the screen here. Technology, the second leading sector now. It's only 0.4 away, 0.04 away from taking energy as the top leading sector from the open. We'll see which one takes lead here, but definitely technology now starting to make a big move to the upside. I like that outlook. Now I can start taking some more trades if I wanted to. But SoxL, look at the rip in SoxL, guys. I was calling this one out all day long off the 18 break. Now 1830s on that break. Nice 30-cent pop there through SoxL. So good pop there. You guys were able to nail that one. Ben, shout out to you. Look to see if FDX goes higher here and we can continue in the green for certain names forward, continuing at 1265s. AMD, remember I mentioned that was a nice pop just a little while ago. Look at the second pop here. That's a big pop there, guys. I'm going to start looking for maybe even seeing if ARM reverses here. Even I'm thinking about taking a little bit of a shot there. I've taken this too much, but at the same time, we're finally seeing some nice up action. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of the trick here, a little bit of the bias, but I can see it. A lot of stocks starting to make an up move. Let's see if they can hold it.
Turb here, trying to hold out right above. I don't have it in Trade the Pool, but Turb is holding right above that VWAP, at least so far. Here, let me get this on the screen here. Boom, boom. 13, I know you were looking at this. Turb holding in here. We'll see if this ends up breaking down. I got VWAP at 683. This is all over the place. Jay Summers, you were saying this is all over the place earlier. Totally agree. This is a wild one. Be careful on this.
Amazon back above VWAP, back towards 131 or 130.90s. I like Amazon. I'll look for pullbacks, but that's looking good already.
MLGO open high of 999. Sorry, Mitch.
I'm putting you up. Here, I get you up.
Let me get it in Trade the Pool. 999 is your high there. MLGO, this thing just an absolute monster winner here today. Congrats on everyone that traded MLGO. This thing's kind of all over. See where this pullback ends. I have no position in MLGO at the moment right now. I'll let you know if I take anything. It's wild right now, though. You know, given the strength that we've seen here, I wouldn't even be terribly shocked if this reversed and went up and went through 10. But there it goes. 938, 949. Maybe I should have bought some there. through 9 again here on.
Here, guys, I've been taking a look at ARKK, some growth names that are making a move. Meta, Unity, Zoom, Palantir, Roblox. Just keeping an eye on those. What's on the downside there? We got some health names. So Square also in the red. I'm not touching Square and PayPal for a while, man. Those things are off touch for me.
Huge breakdown now. Well, not huge. Got to be very careful about the using hyperbole.
What are you watching?
MLGO. Yep, MLGO. See, I want to see if this actually breaks down and fills the gap. We're extremely extended here, so buys you really have to feel good about. And I mean, I want to just buy something that's going to yank right back. It's gone through 9 a few times, but it hasn't been able to hold or build through 9. It's just really kind of come back through 8 here, or through through 9 to the downside.
All right, gonna look to see if we can get this next up.
Here we go.
Here, Qs are struggling a little bit, starting to pull back a little bit. So is the SPY. Gonna look to see if the SPY holds the 433 pullback. It's right now off of it.
MLGO looks like it wants to come back in. I'm not sure if it's going to break above 9 here anymore. Yeah, I agree, Smoke Tuna, and this is kind of what I'm waiting for here. This is why I'm not actually buying it. I was thinking maybe a quick bounce back, but it was just too spread for that. Would have been too risky there. Let's see if this sets up, pulls back, sets up, and then gives us another move for higher. That's what I'd be waiting for too. Good call.
263 area. I'm thinking about adding for FDX, but I just need a little bit more pullback.
It's trying to hold in here, Smoke Tuna. There it goes. Oh, there it goes. Man. Coming back in here. This thing is so crazy. You got to be careful. If you get the gains in this, you got to take it. Do we try this, Mitch? Do we?
I don't know, man. I've been stuck in trades the whole day. This is when I sometimes feel like, yeah, I'm just maybe spending way too much time on these trades.
That happens to me on a regular basis. I feel like I'm in the wrong things. Wow, big pull here.
But what can I do? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, just like you guys. Thanks, Tanner. Earlier, I was on mute.
Oh,
Chris,
okay. I thought he was telling you to mute. I was like, that's rude.
No, I was on mute. I muted on screen. Normally, I just mute on my Go XLR.
Yeah, it's hardware mute button, baby. That's where it's at.
Oh yeah, it helps so much.
I know. It's the greatest thing. Every time I have to sneeze, it's like.
Yeah, the other day, like I was like, I didn't know what I'm doing.
You can hear me.
And then I can do the good old fashioned Jerry Springer. Why are we in the market?
To make money. I know where Tuna's going with this one. I wasn't born yesterday, Tuna.
To make some money. To make some money, that's for sure. She's struggling a little bit, but still holding.
Gerald wants to see the budgie.
Buy at least.
It's hard to get him on camera, Gerald. Now we might have some selling pressure here in MLGO. This might drive it back in. Why we were patient. I'm happy with myself for not trying to go after something too quickly there.
Just going to continue to let FDX work. Don't want to ruin my average, which is pretty far away from the price action right now. Sometimes when I'm at this point, like if I add, yes, it can make me more money, but it can also ruin my average and then leave me break even. So instead of like getting closer towards the price action, I'm just going to leave it. Let's see if we can start moving in SoFi in the right direction, making a pop to 790s. That's really what I need to see this start to get the uplift.
All right, let's see if MLGO fills this gap on the way down. 803 would be that gap fill. Turb right at the VWAP 13. Spread like crazy, but it's right there. MLGO continuing to come in. This is what we wanted. That gap is filled now. This is actually going to be halted to the downside, MLGO. And MLGO halted downside 789. Let's see where that opens.
Ooh. That's a fast boy.
Yep. This is why we wait.
But was that the second halt on the day? Yeah, it looks like the second halt. All right, we just got a big volume bar on SoFi at 1045. Looks like 150,000 shares went through there. So I wanted to get through that high, not test down back to 70s, just rip through the 780s. I could add here, but I'm just increasing risk. I'm just going to stay where I'm at and look for this to start making its move to 8. Once I get to 8, I'll be feeling really confident in a position of strength from 784. But I just got to let it first get back to 8. That's going to be very important. JPM back into the red there. So I know someone was looking at it earlier. It hopped back all the way towards like the opening price, then rejected that. So just to kind of keep that in mind, KRE rejecting also. Just interesting names. Look at PNC going down pretty fast here. 121.20s. That doesn't look good either on PNC's chart. That looks like it's ready for another down action move here. So watch out with financials turning on us and starting to drag us. XLF, you can see how that's going down also. Bank of America just getting whacked there. Citi also. FAZs, another way to kind of play this is back above VWAP. Looking to see what happens here because Cat is on a setup for short back below 272s. Could be a big breakdown. So I'm just keeping an eye on it. Don't want to jump into it right now, especially if we go green here. Q's holding in here. So that does look good. SPY held the 433 pullback. So that's still looking good. Just need to start seeing that up action really take off now.
Apple at highs, Tesla bouncing back as well.
Apple was one that I probably should have taken also today. You know, I was looking at it earlier and just never really got in, but definitely does it look good now? Yeah, it looked good earlier. I just missed a pullback by what, 6 cents when it went to 56 and I wanted 174.50s. So not going to be too mad about it. It did go red to green. Now I'd like to see that hold 175 on pullbacks for the rest of the day and just continue in the green. I think it could get up to maybe like 178, 179. I'd probably sell there, at least myself, because I'm looking for just to be 1 day type of action. I don't expect to see this, let's say, back towards like 184 anytime soon. So I got to be careful there on Apple. But It does look strong on the day. NVIDIA, that 415 attempt, it's already up there almost to 420s. So that would have been a near $5 move there on NVIDIA. So you see how risky maybe $1 there or $2. Maybe it's 10, 20 shares even on NVIDIA can make you what? $100? That's not too bad.
Looking around for something else. Don't really see much of anything else, though.
Yeah, it's kind of quiet out there.
We'll see what happens when MLGO opens, but I got to bounce here in a few minutes. Get back to work.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here in just a second here, guys. Going to continue battling on the trading action. Like always, you guys can check out Trade the Pool. If you guys want to go ahead and check it out, I'll throw up the link one last time. In a second, I'll be playing you guys a little bit of a video to show you guys a little bit more about funded traders, of course. But interesting week, right, Ryan? It definitely wasn't the easiest, but I'm just glad that I've been battling, right? Not trying to lose much. I think that that's the important part, just staying in the battle right now.
I'm about even on the prop account over the course of the week. There were some ups and downs in there on each day. By the way, MLGO open now. Looks like this is going to try to bounce. Nope. Let's see. Yeah, this looks like this is trying. We'll see. I don't want to take some.
Geo again?
I'm thinking about it.
All right.
I mean, it looks like it's holding in here and wants to kind of bounce, doesn't it?
Doesn't look too bad there. I mean,
I'd like this closer to a VWAP, but we did close the gap almost. I don't know. Maybe this does come in. I'm with you, Born. The amount of money being spent on this is comical at this point, and it's actually hurting Americans. But yeah, that I'm at 100%. Not the right thing to do. Okay, so MLGO, this does look like this is going to try to bounce.
You guys are
here.
funny. I like Steve here in the chat saying Kathy Wood, Bob Palantir, time to short.
I like Burl's comment here. Burl saying he wants Ben to know that he sometimes uses his name for dinner reservations. Doesn't shock anybody, Burl. That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. I'm gonna start using that one. Ben Dover. All right. Well, Ben.
Hey, I'm not saying it. I'm not getting caught recording and then having a drop made out of it. No, sirree, Bob. Nope. You can do that, Mitch, but I ain't doing it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I wasn't born yesterday.
Hey, you get them sometimes. You snooze, you lose sometimes also. Guys, like always, you guys can be the funded trader that gets up to $260,000, guys. Of course, check out Trade the Pool.
It's this opportunity you're giving people is absolutely insane. Like, I see it like a light at the end of the tunnel. I thank you.
You guys are adding so much value with what you're doing because you can know how to trade all you want. If you don't have the capital behind you, I mean, you're kind of just spinning your wheels.
Most prop firms has like 5 to 10 stocks if they have stocks. Some have a bit more, but it's still not much to choose from. And also the spreads are pretty poor.
The thing is, I would say to learn to master one strategy over and over and over. Practice it, apply it, evaluate it, and go back and implement it.
After trading with Trade the Pool, it was more beneficial to scale into my position. So I would break up the trade into about 2 trades or 3 trades.
Some wisdom here.
Then I would get a nice solid average. I think it's something that I'm going to use going forward because I see the benefits of it.
So, are you ready to become a funded trader? Check out tradethepool.com.
All right. Are you guys ready to become a stock star? Guys, check it out. Hit the link, guys. We're going to wrap it up here just now. Like always, you guys can check us out on Monday. Ryan and I will be back battling right here in front of you guys. Like always, don't go anywhere. There's always more conversation right here, of course, on Benzinga. And we got a couple of great events coming up for you guys to check out. Of course, we got the future of digital assets, but next week we got the Cannabis Capital Conference. So definitely want you guys to check that out. If you haven't done so before, check out the Cannabis Capital Conference. That's going to be in Ryan's backyard. Well, not literally, but pretty much Chicago, Illinois. You don't want to miss that next week, guys. The Cannabis Capital Conference. And I'm excited to hear if there's actual investments coming back, because that's going to put, me on the radar. You guys know I've always talked about it. I'm still waiting for that day that the OTC stocks are able to make it to the exchanges, because those are the ones that I want to be keeping an eye out for. And a lot of the times we might need to be ahead of the game if we're going to get that opportunity, right? So if you want to stay ahead of the game, you might want to check out the Cannabis Capital Conference. Any last words, Ryan?
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Definitely have a great weekend. You, myself, Ryan. I hope the Bears finally bounce back. I know that you're out there listening to me. Bounce back,
We're not talking
Bears.
about that. We're not talking about that. I'm not talking about them. They really just make me sad and want to crawl into a hole. So
what about the Cubbies? The Cubbies?
They've lost 10 of their last 13. Thanks for bringing that up too.
Hey, they're still there. They're still battling. They can
Love
beat
you
the
guys.
Marlins.
Have a great weekend.
Have a good one, guys. Here's the link. Check it out. The Cannabis Capital Conference. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Start swing trade. As long as I have internet, I will have start swing trade. Yesterday, lost a little internet there towards the end of the day. I don't know what the hell happened, Spectrum. But smash the like, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll always be here battling with you guys. And like always, you guys can check out Trade the Pool. I'm going to keep battling on my stocks, still in both of them, and find out what happens. I'll see you guys at 3:30.